doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Brothers Breaking Bread podcast in the house. Hey!
We'll have a little potluck. Have everybody over. It'll be good.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's not just talk about it.
This is a beautiful thing, man. Just all this blackness, and we all just getting together. We playing dominoes, we eating, we drinking.
And, you know, food is always just the extra, man.
They deprive these people of their basic human rights. You know, and we call ourselves Americans. We're supposed to be above all this.
They'll fake the crisis. They'll make it seem way out of proportion.
We brothers, we breaking bread.
How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Trying to hold it all together, man. Life is moving fast right now, man. So it's good to have everybody come through.
I love that, man. I love it a lot more than I could say to you guys.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, and what to feel.
Bars. Oh, damn, nigga.
Little Charlie Chaplin for you.
Bars.
Little Charlie Chaplin.
Bars.
Yeah. I was in class this week talking about the 1920s and the end of silent film. So I showed a little Charlie Chaplin showing what a silent film looked like, and had to show him the best unsilent speech from one Charlie Chaplin. So I felt like it was very poignant. Though you can't see it, he's dressed up as Adolf Hitler.
Correct.
So this is him, speaking as Adolf Hitler as he should have been.
Correct.
And I felt like it was very poignant for the time we dealing with right now. So
no, I mean, yeah, all that power that Hitler had and what he used it for, the contrast of it here is very, yeah.
Yeah, like killing random generals in Iran because I don't know, because your vice president said so. I don't know. I still don't know why.
No one knows why. This nigga don't know why.
Was that Hitler?
Oh, my bad. Oh.
I think we got that crossed up. I don't know. I'm getting my stories.
I fucked up. My bad. I've been up since 4 this morning. I had drill today. That's what I've been doing. But
I got a little something in my glass too, so I don't know.
I've had something in my glass too. We can get into that. But I'm you know what? I know we normally don't play a lot of. We play audio, but not long speeches. But as he started to jump into this soldier part, it started getting with me. So I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play out, y'all. Please, I mean, it's worth a listen if you've never heard this speech.
Who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder? Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines. You are not cattle. You are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate. Only the unloved hate. The unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world. A decent world that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason. A world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!
Unite!
Yes, I couldn't tell if he was saying that in 1939 or if that was a 2020 speech. I couldn't tell. I was a little confused by that. I don't know. Look at science. No dictators.
No dictators. No.
Oh man, they free themselves, but they enslaved the people. I don't know, man. I'm not sure what year this came out.
You sure this wasn't like you sure it wasn't like Trump? See, the thing is though, Trump will never ever be this eloquent a day in his motherfucking life. And that's what's so sad. Even with his stupidity and fumbling and being high on cocaine or Adderall or whatever the fuck he's high on half the time, he even with a fucking teleprompter there, that's the same thing he used to make fun of Obama about. He'll never be this eloquent. Never.
And this from a man who was known for not talking.
I know. Nigga made a history on making silent films. I mean, made a living. My bad.
I don't know, man.
Oh, man. Let me do that part. You know, hey, thank y'all for tuning in. Brothers Breaking Bread podcast. And just in case y'all didn't know who you're listening to, we are the Brothers Who Break Bread. Me, Joe Jeff here in the house. Skeleton Crew episode is how we do, bringing in the new year. Last week, we gave y'all some heat from the old, old podcast, but it was...
From the archives.
The archives. There we go. The archives of the Nicaraguan / Brothers Breaking Bread archives. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Probably one of my favorite episode to date. The Coonies. I don't know. The funniest.
The Coonies your favorite?
I said Duck Boats is the funniest to me. It still makes me laugh. But as far like the time and the effort and the work that went into that episode, it kind of like what the product that was put out there, nigga, just magnificent, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's an original of ours. You know what I'm saying? That's like something we put together, and that's been forced. You know, it was like the year-end episodes that we put out.
Yeah,
but it was something a little more universal. You know what I'm saying? So.
And if you remember, I mean, I don't think people are checking for us, but remember, like, it was some like online news article that kind of did something similar. Started talking about like great black moments and great, magical Negro characters, and started breaking down the.
It sure was. Yeah, it sure was.
So
it sure was.
I think James put in the chat group like, "Hey man, I think niggas be listening."
Yeah, that's what we get. We getting FBI tapping into the wires, man.
It just seems strange. Like we put that episode out, and I think like 4 or 5 days later, James was like, "Hey, what the fuck is this?"
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And so I don't know. We had talked about it at the time, and I, going back through it and listening again, we had talked about doing a woke version. I think we call it the Malcolms.
The Malcolms.
The brother Malcolms.
The brother Malcolms. And yes, y'all, we gonna put pen to paper. We got a lot of smart brothers and sisters that or say sister that gives to this podcast. So we gonna do the woke, not instead of the Coonies, we're gonna do the most wokest films and roles of all time. That's gonna be coming soon. We're gonna bring that to you.
Yeah. And if you want to chime in, hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter.
That's right.
Nigga, text me if you know me.
Text me if you know me. If you're a friend on Facebook, hit me in Messenger. If you follow us on Twitter, the DMs, or just you ain't gotta do the DMs. Just leave a message. We check it. We get alerts. But anyway,
straight up.
How you been doing, man?
Good, man. Good, man. Got through a week of work. I ain't got the stamina I used to have.
Oh.
I had that good little 2-week break.
You got to build back into it.
I got to get my sea legs underneath me, man.
Got to do it. You got to do it.
But one day at a time.
Yeah.
We're making it work.
Oh yeah, and thanks for having me and Lady Lavender over to the house. We really had a good time with that.
One more time, breaking bread. Love it. And also
because of that, a new. Not this episode. When we get the rest of the crew on, a new game might be coming to the podcast. So also another thing for you to stay tuned for. There we go. But later on that. As far as on this end, pretty good. As I put in the chat group, I finally got up the nerve to ask Lady Lavender to marry me. She accepted. So
right.
That's all good. Up here in Topeka right now for a drill. It's supposed to be my last drill, and my soldiers. Some of my soldiers did a good thing for me. Got me a little basket of goodies and drink. Got me a cake. Got me a plaque. So that's good. So
shout out
to the soldiers. I appreciate it. And then you talking about your sea legs. I don't know if I put that video up of me working out in the morning.
Yeah.
My twins is getting strong, bro. I was like, ooh, because it's that thing where you like you playing with your kids and you wrestling with them when they little and you kind of push them, they just fall down. Yeah, they ain't falling down no more. I was like, ooh, I gotta get back in the gym.
Well, they in high school now. They've been in the gym. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's what I'm saying.
They ain't middle schoolers no more, man. Little grown dudes, man.
Hey, they got mustaches, the little deep voice, all that shit, bro. I was like, okay, let me.
It's the circle of life.
And then, all
right.
Cause they on Instagram too. They saw I put that video, and I think it was Yasir was like, "Yeah, get it, pops." And I was like, "Damn, that's just."
They out here like long live the king.
But we gon' dunk on this nigga first chance we get.
Straight up, out here, little scars out here, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, all right. I mean, we got a decent show. It's not the end's gonna get happy, but let's jump into it, man. So after that speech, you're talking about soldiers. So Joe.
Yeah.
In this time of, I guess the war we talked about, the war drum isn't being beat as much, but
there's some hawks out there. There's some war hawks out there.
War hawks out there. I know me myself. I've been deployed 3 times, but basically, we've had an endless cycle of deployments for a lot of soldiers, right? So you get deployed. Let's say your legs get blown off. You come home, right? This country got you, right? This is the country.
The
truth.
That's what we're supposed. We thank you for your service.
All the time. Kaepernick can't have a job because he's kneeling, right?
He kneeling because he disrespecting the soldiers.
Hold on. Let's see about that.
So I stayed in the military 40 years. I'm a Vietnam veteran. Then I came back and I went into Iraq. I've had cancer 3 times from Agent Orange. When I got here, I just got depressed and I quit getting a haircut. Before then, I never did grow a beard. Didn't grow a beard in 40 years. I didn't know what it looked like. And so I let it grow. Now, I'm about like Duck Dynasty now. I'm going through deep depression. I really want to throw in the towel. Why is it worth living? Because of the loss of it and because of them repossessing my legs like that. I was going through therapy to try to get up and walk and go home. It's not even worth it anymore.
No.
A veteran, a man, and I have always said, I will never believe that soldiers should become rich off of service, even though generals get out all the time and get these rich deals with Fox News and all that shit as quote-unquote war analysts. You know what I'm saying? They get rich all the time. But if you give 20 years, if you give your body, your mind to this nation, if you buy into, even if you just see it as a job, part of you still buys into the ideal, if I give to this nation, they gonna take care of me. That should be the deal. I know it's not the deal, but that should be the deal.
But he did more than buy in. He paid.
He paid.
He paid with his calves, shin bones.
Agent Orange, cancer,
all that. Yeah.
So what we talking about? The man that you heard talking is his name. They don't give his whole name, but Holloman. Let's call him Holloman. A man walked into a nursing home for military veterans 2 days before Christmas, picked up Jerry Holloman's legs and left. Holloman, 69, there's his name right there, my bad. Holloman, 69, had hopes of moving back to his home in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and return to an independent lifestyle with his new prosthetic legs. Then they were repossessed. The U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs wouldn't pay for his prosthetic legs. Holloman said, and Medicare wanted him on the hook for co-pays. As Holloman tried to navigate what felt like a maze of paperwork, it felt like his country was forgetting him. Medicare did not send me to Vietnam, Holloman said. I was sent there by my country with the understanding that if something bad happened to me, that it would be covered by the VA.
I don't know. Vietnam was a long time ago, man.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck him.
Fuck him. That was like 50 years ago or something, man.
Fuck him.
You don't get no new legs over Vietnam veteran. I don't know. He said he went back after Iraq War. That's only like 30 years ago.
So Holloman served active duty in the U.S. Army twice as an 18-year-old specialist who volunteered to fight, and they call it the draft, who volunteered to fight in Vietnam, and as a 53-year-old master sergeant in Iraq. He earned Bronze Stars in both wars, according to his discharge paperwork. Between active duty and U.S. Army National Guard, Holloman has served 40 years in the military.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Man, guns and butter, man.
Guns and butter.
Guns and butter.
So, I've heard other people get annoyed with me, other veterans who I talk to, and I say, it's just a gig. It's just a gig. You have to look at it that way because you want to look at it as this most honorable thing, and you're going to fucking get hurt when the government don't take care of you because it's not. It's just an overhyped gig that they pay a couple $1 million so they can get some fucking advertisements and some jackets on the sidelines of NFL games. And then the whole nation says, thank you for your service. But we got niggas who ain't got no legs that they getting repossessed. How you gonna repossess a nigga's legs, dog?
Put a jacket on them? Like...
Stop. See, stop, nigga. Stop.
He put a fucking boot on his shit. Like, oh man.
Hold on, he put a boot on a boot, nigga.
We ain't supposed to be doing this.
It's too early in the show, dog. It's too early in the year, dog. It's the first full show of the year, dog. Just too now.
All right. Get it together. Get focused. Keep it together.
That's fucked up, though. You look at your credit report and it just say legs on there, nigga. I'd be mad at that motherfucking dog.
Nigga, you pass due on these motherfucking limbs.
I hate America, dog.
That's bad.
I know. We said we weren't gonna do the fucking like the little sound drops, dog. But this would be a good time to have that Jaden Smith and Karate Kid. And that nigga's like, I hate it here.
I want to go home.
I hate it here, nigga.
Oh man. God bless America.
Perfect time for that drop. Oh shit, dog. You know what? Let's just keep let's roll into some other U.S. citizens, I guess, or territory. You know what? We talked about this already. The fact that some motherfuckers don't even know that these niggas you know where I'm going.
Yeah, Puerto Rico is American territory, folks.
5.9 earthquake hitting the same area where an earthquake hit Tuesday, killing one person, destroying homes and leaving most of the island without power for days. CNN's Maria Santana is there. And Maria, you felt this latest aftershock yourself.
Maria?
That's right. Hi, Puerto Rico. Our team was just leaving the hotel here in Ponce, Puerto Rico at about 9 a.m. when the ground suddenly started shaking. The doors and windows began rattling and swaying back and forth. That's when people began to run out of the hotel. But just to give you an idea of how powerful this 5.9 was, this debris that you see here behind me is the roof of this building here in Ponce, which collapsed just this morning. After that 5.9, this building had sustained major damage during the last earthquake, and this one just collapsed the roof. Now, we have been hearing from the authorities here of other buildings that have collapsed since then. The Power Authority has reported more power outages, which is a setback for them because they were hoping to get everybody back on the power grid here on the island by this weekend. Earlier today,
All bad. So, let me see. So, this is today, Saturday, yeah. So, as of Saturday afternoon, I don't know which time zone, but today, nigga, about 59,000 customers remain without power. Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority officials say the earthquake renewed fear and anxiety among residents in the southern towns of the island as the ground shook on Saturday. People at Merceda International Airport and Ponce quickly ran outside the terminal, and a few miles away, parts of the road and facets of a historical building collapsed.
Yeah, because it was an aftershock, wasn't
it?
Yeah. Hey, heart goes out to people of Puerto Rico.
Yep.
I don't know if any federal dollars are gonna go out to people of Puerto Rico. Probably. Maybe they'll leave some water bottles on the tarmac.
Water bottles. Maybe he'll go down there and throw paper towels at people again. I don't know.
Paper towels. Yeah, that sounds about right.
With them little bitty ass hands, his little bitch ass. And I know. Yeah, not to get deep into it, but I have served with some members from people from Puerto Rico, training exercises with the Puerto Rican National Guard. So yeah, man, shout out to, not only my brothers in the military, but they families and shit too, man. So it's real. It's fucked up down there. So hoping they get back on their feet for sure.
True indeed.
Closer to home, racism still winning.
Undefeated.
Hold on. So we we talked about it. I forget what episode. We kind of talked about some of the racial inequality stuff that's going on in the Lee Summit School District, who at one time had a black superintendent. He was like, here's this. The breakdown of Lee Summit used to be like no niggas out there. Now it's slowly more and more Negroes are getting out there. And, you know, what we talked about before, teachers of certain cultural backgrounds sometimes have issues or don't understand students of different cultural backgrounds. So he was like, maybe we should have some cultural sensitivity training and shit like that.
Some diversity training,
Diversity training caused a fucking uproar in that school district. He ended up saying, fuck y'all, and leaving. So
as he should have.
As he should have. So, Joe, you're in this school district. You had a black superintendent who brought up the idea of having racial diversity training and sensitivity training for the staff. You go out to get candidates. How many? I mean, does the school district have? Do they have like a Rooney Rule or some sort like the NFL?
Right. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They just fired a black superintendent, so they're probably good for another 15 years, right?
Oh, you're right. Well, yeah. After all that shit, the final 4 finalists for the Lee Summit superintendent position are all white.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? I'll let them explain it.
Necessary for the school district. I didn't come into the school district aware of the equity issue in the school, and I found out about it when they were doing a study on border changes, and that equity piece was embedded in it. And once they made the data public, then I realized, the numbers don't lie. So you do have this issue, and from my understanding, the program or the plan was just to start researching and addressing what those issues are and then provide some training. As a parent, I felt like if that's an issue with the school district, then absolutely a plan needs to be put in place.
I believe since that proposal has been taken off the table that it's going to force us to have a in-depth and broader communication among the parents and teachers and students in Lee Summit. And I really think that that's the piece that's missing the most out of this is the teacher voice. Given the board superintendent relationship, which I think has been in question for many years in Lee Summit, I think when we have these type of proposals in front of our board, you have to have a broader community conversation. And I think Dr. Carpenter understands that now as well.
As somebody who's black and has experienced racism my whole life, I know it when I see it. And I know when sometimes things feel a little bit off. And so with my own children, we haven't had anything that I would say was shocking. It's those subtle sort of little microaggressions that kind of chip away every day that make you kind of think and second guess, am I seeing this right? Those little things, and sometimes I get afraid because I feel like my kids are not mature enough to recognize that they're being discriminated against. And I don't want them to ever feel like this is just the way things are, this is acceptable.
Cool. After clashes over equity pushed Lee Summit's first African-American superintendent to resign last year, the school district now has 4 finalists who could replace him, all are white. In addition, there is not one person of color in the district's central office or on its school board.
Oh wow. But it's some on the football team, right?
Oh, ain't none but niggas on the football team.
I'm sure there's a few hooping, right?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen a few on the track team, so
I mean, you seen them out there?
Yeah, I don't know. That's I'm sure some more walking around the halls as just regular ass students.
Mm-hmm. Is it really rad?
So I don't know. I mean, you a Lee Summit school district parent?
Oh yeah, and let me add just one more thing. Now I was about to say something about that. All last year, so if you didn't know about this, you know about it, but listeners, all last school year, Dennis Carpenter, the district's first African-American superintendent, clashed the school board over his efforts to bring equity training to schools. Carpenter received threats and sought security from Jackson County Sheriff's Office. After mediation with the district over his contract, Carpenter resigned with they rather pay a nigga $750,000 than have some goddamn equity training for the school district.
For like $600,000, right?
Probably less than that, nigga. Probably less.
They paid more in severance than they would have paid in the training.
Yeah.
That's mid-mode logic right there, bro.
And so right now, my daughter, I had three, but my daughter, she graduated, and so she's out there on the East Coast going to school. So now we have the two twins, and they've been to the same track that she has as far as Hazel Grove, Campbell Middle, and now they're at Lee Summit North. And what she talks about, and you see it. It's the same things that we deal with every day. The microaggressions, not the overt racism, but when they come home, or they hit me on a text message, or they call me and just talk about little things. It's just like little things that kind of chip away at them. You know what I'm saying? How they, have. And it's also crazy that these teachers think these young men and women are stupid. Either they think they're stupid, or these teachers don't understand their own ignorance to how they treat these African American boys and girls. Not even African American boys and girls, the Middle Eastern boys and girls, the Hispanic boys and girls, all these minority children who are now in the school district, how they treat them, how they sometimes subtly perceive them as the threat or always in the wrong initially when it comes to a conflict between a minority student versus a white student. Some I've seen too. I remember in elementary school, a little boy purposely pissed on one of the twins' shoes. Purposely. Said he did it because he was black. But the school wanted to punish my son with the same punishment because he pushed this little boy who was pissing on his shoe. Explain this to me.
How dare you defend yourself?
Nigga, that's what I said. I said, look here, I get it. Y'all got a y'all got a zero tolerance policy. I said, I get it. I said, but if anybody in this school puts their hand on my child, once my child puts his hand back on them, I'm taking them out for ice cream. So y'all do with that what y'all want. Well, Mr. Winston. I said, no. You got this white boy in here pissing on my son's shoe, and you're showing my son that being abused by his white peer will get the same treatment as him defending himself. What's the lesson in that? Well. I'm like, matter of fact,
the lesson is, hey boy, don't you come around here with your uppity ass trying to defend yourself against. If I wants to take a piss on your shoe, goddamn, I'm gonna take a piss on your shoe.
Matter of fact, let's talk. Can I talk to the boy's parents? Because obvious he's learning this shit at home. Because I ain't never pissed on nobody's shoe.
Never.
Ain't nobody ever pissed on my shoe.
I might got some on my own on accident.
That I was drunk. That's my own. That's my own. That's my own doing. I was drunk.
Never intentional.
Nope. Hey, you know what though? That veteran probably say, at least you got legs, at least you got shoes and get pissed on. They ain't get.
Oh man, because they ain't repossess your legs, huh?
That's your legs, nigga.
You got shoes. You got shoes to pee on.
Niggas pissing on my kneecaps because I ain't got no legs. Anyway.
Oh man, like you think they would get like phantom wet if you piss like
phantom?
Piss where the shoe would have been.
No, stop.
Stop it.
Once again,
stop it.
People.
Shout out to the veterans. We love you, veterans. America do better by them.
People, we laugh to stop the pain. We laugh to stop the pain.
The phantom pain.
Bad. He mad because you pissing on the spot where his Timberlands would have been. Okay. Should never gave us a podcast.
You should never gave you niggas money.
Oh yeah, man. This is sad. This is crazy and true. True. One of these fine, outstanding white people might be the best thing that happens for the school district. But I mean, it's going to be a spit in the face or the eye or whatever. If this white superintendent comes in and says, "Yeah, we should have equity training," and everybody's like, "Yeah, we should."
I'm waiting on that,
nigga.
I'm waiting on that. That's gonna be good. Oh, that's gonna be good,
nigga. If that's not a Lifetime movie waiting to happen.
That's like Trump. That's like Trump starting a fucking war, and then don't worry about it, guys. I've got us out of the war. I've successfully averted the conflict in Iran. That's what that sounded like to me.
Nigga, there wasn't no conflict in Iran till you started fucking droning niggas trying to catch an Uber. Anyway, yeah, I mean, we'll keep a watch on that. And like I said, just being a parent and just the Lee Summit is definitely becoming more and more, culturally available or available to black people. And it's definitely one of those things. And I didn't realize that there's no one in the offices, the central offices, or the school board that is a person of color.
Come on home. Come on home.
Yeah, you say, come on. Yeah, you always say it.
Urban core.
Yeah, urban core. Bring it back.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know what to say. You know, y'all go out there and be with the other kind. Hey, you get what you get.
Hey,
I don't know what to say.
You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, nigga.
There it is.
Yeah. It's just crazy. It's crazy. So yeah. So you have, and like we talked about in the other episode, lack of black teachers, or black men needed. So now you have, I know for the most part, because my sons and my daughter have talked about it, you have lack of black teachers in general. I don't think they have any black male teachers at their high school right now. I don't know exactly. And then you have no one as far as black leadership in that school district. So all those kids, what example do they have or need or desire to want to go into teaching, especially if they're getting these microaggressions from some of their white teachers? None.
I mean, y'all know what y'all signed up for.
But the kids, dog.
Y'all signed your kids up for that. Y'all know what y'all signed your kids up for.
You're right. Hey, I tell them to move back out there, come play on the blue turf, nigga.
It's blue turf. We got turf on all our fields now.
Shit. Man.
They come over be a beast in the East with me.
Oh.
Nigga, shit.
Here we go.
Get some Bears green on.
There you go. Let's do it.
We can do that. Yeah, man.
Let's do it, dog. Shit. All right. Hey, speaking of confidence of white people. Oh wow. Why is this not playing? Yeah, that was a smooth transition. Then it just kind of fucked up on me. Hey, dog, podcasting is not working today, dog. Audio is like, fuck you, nigga. Here we go.
Real simple. There's one question. Only one answer. Whoever gets it, you're playing for $10,000. That's it. Whoever guesses this wins the game. Here we go. Name Popeyes' favorite food. Chicken.
I'm surprised bitch didn't say chicken sandwich.
Hey, nigga, the little shimmy. The little shimmy, as she said, chicken.
She knew she had that motherfucker right there.
As she's, hey, nigga, what's that meme of old boy Swaggy P shooting that 3, thinking it went in, nigga? Hold on, dog.
Oh, yeah.
Show me chicken. Spinach, Sherry.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be spinach. That's gonna be spinach.
54. Hold on though. Only 54% of the people got that right.
I don't know. The other percent might have said chicken too. I don't know. They might be talking about dirty rice or something, man.
Okay, I didn't even realize that until I was like, wait a minute. Only 54 of the 100 people asked. Okay, what are we coming to, dog? I don't know.
The other group might say olive oil.
Ooh.
Nigga love to eat it. Nigga love to eat olive oil. Stop.
I'm saying, hey, but you could maybe that's what they said.
Maybe.
Olive oil. I know her pussy's trash, nigga. I don't know. She had niggas fighting over that pussy though, so
she was a string thing too. I was like, what are we arguing over?
Nigga, but if you've seen the movie, like, wasn't she the only woman in the town?
That might have been it.
I don't know.
That might have been it. That might make niggas struggle.
You know, shit. One man's trash is another nigga's treasure, I guess. I don't know, nigga. I never got it. I was like, ugh. And her hair is fucked up. Anyway.
Right.
Hey,
edges all fucked up. Yeah.
So you've been introducing me to these rap battle
epic
history.
Rap battles of history.
So I don't know if y'all up on game out there. So basically, who are these guys?
I know Nice Peter and Epic Lloyd, I believe, are the two co-creators of it, and it's kind of grown.
Yep.
When they first started out, my kids, came to me in class. They knew I was a hip hop fan because I quote Wu-Tang all the time in class, or Biggie, one and two.
Yeah.
And they knew I was a hip hop fan. They knew I was a historian. And so my kids came up to me and said, "Hey man, you would love this." And so I've been checking them out ever since. They got about 6-7 seasons in or something like that.
Yeah.
And they just basically take mythical battles between people of different eras, people of, that have some shared link that may be, kind of obscure. Sometimes they do mythical beings versus real human beings, and basically have them do this rap battle with, and it's, the further they've been going, the higher the production value has been. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So they've added, all kinds of, better music and better, videos to go along with it, CGI, that type of thing. So
costumes, all of it.
Yeah, so it's really entertaining. And so I kind of was just going through the rabbit hole of YouTube, and came across some of the newer ones. So,
yeah,
I'll let you go ahead and take it from there.
We'll go from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this 3-minute, 22-second clip. We've already watched it, and we'll give our vote after it. But, just give us your vote, give us what you think, and then also go to their YouTube page, just Epic Rap Battles of History. And, if you're at home and you're about to, go to Pornhub or something, stop jacking off in one night. In a way, a small way, you might learn a little something about history because some of these are actual characters in history. Of course,
they actually do a lot of research to write their rhymes to make sure that they are historically accurate.
Correct.
And so it's like I said, the kids are watching it, and I would talk about a subject in history class, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I know about him a little bit because he was in this rap battle." You know what I'm saying? So, little way to get your kids a little bit more information. Get yourself a little bit more information as well. So
indeed. So here we go with our first rap battle on Triple B Podcast.
J. Robert Oppenheimer.
I am inevitable, immeasurable, inexorable, monstrous, with bars weighing on you harder than your haunting guilty conscience. I am Thanos, and I crush tracks like tesseracts in my palm. You're a pencil-pushing Terran who never learned to love his bomb. Seems you started off a chemist, and on your world you were a prodigy. Well, that makes sense, cause your rhymes are only hot periodically. Man, I burned the Avengers down to embers, sent half your planet to be slaughtered, and now I'm off in Oppenheimer like I did to my daughter. Got a physical when I'm rapping, 6 infinity gems when I'm packing. Stick your tiny nuclear dick back into your pants, Dr. Manhattan. Hadron smashing all your atoms. Best not collide with me when I'm rhyming, cause you break and bleed so easy. I think I'll call you Oppenheimer. It's impossible to Tommy-Oppie. You just don't have the stone. Apparently the only thing you're good at wrecking is a home, cause you slept with your friend's wife right there in your friend's bed, then got another married girl pregnant. You should have gone for the head.
Listening to you took everything I have left. After your raps, I am become deaf. You need an Iron Man for that wrinkly ass skin and that butt chin. Here we go now. Where's your rhythm? I thought you had the time stone. Your punchlines sound like they came from Rhyme Zone. You might be something in the MCU, but between us, who's the worst MCU? Your dialogue's got too many breaks in the syllable. You talk so slow, Drax thinks you're invisible. I cause chain reactions when I'm lyrical, cause I've got that fissile material. You were born to Eternals, but came on looking so scary that your own mother tried to make you a temporary. Meanwhile, I've mastered the atom more than any man alive. Now I'm here to split you like 2 and 3 from 5. I'm a peaceful man, but I do what I must. You had an evil plan, Thanos, and it left you in the dust. It must leave you enraged when you compare our talents, because in this battle there is no balance.
For a communist pariah, you come off as awfully cocky, but I'll make you bend the knee in round 2 like Nagasaki. I'm the box office topper, the Marvel showstopper. Got my name on this win like it's the Thanos copter. You just got no answer for Fortnite's dopest dancer. I will low-key choke you out like my name was throat cancer.
You want to talk about death? How about the one that looked at you and swiped left? I'm the destroyer of worlds. You got your nuts handed to you by a squirrel, girl.
I just got that bar. I just got it. Sorry. Do you understand that bar? Jeff.
Get my mic on. Let me push the button.
My bad.
Yeah, let me push the button. Yeah, I got that. I'm not big into the comic books, but I understand that Thanos wanted to be hooked up with a character named Death. Yeah.
Yeah, in the comic book. Yeah, so I am a comic book nerd. I was like, first time I read, I was like, huh? Wait a minute. Yeah. So like the whole reason why he wanted to get rid of everybody was a offering to his amour, I guess, who the person plays Death in the comic book. He had a obsession with death, and it became like in the comic book. You don't know if it's a figment in his mind or if it's an actual being that he's in love with. Yeah. That's. God damn it. Okay, let me finish up. My bad.
In the end game now, Tinky Winky, a physicist like Ant-Man, all up in your stinky. Anyone who believes that Thanos did nothing wrong crap has obviously never heard you rap. Oh snap.
Who's down? You got some.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, dog. Damn. Death and swipe left, nigga. I was like, ooh, because she wasn't fucking with that nigga, dog.
Not at all.
Nigga, that
Not at all.
nigga gave her half the souls, not on Earth, in the universe, and she didn't bat an eye.
I ain't fucking with you.
Nigga, what about the other half?
Give it up.
That's what she basically said, nigga. What about the rest of them niggas?
But nigga, that was in the way he ended that shit too. You know, basically talking about how niggas was talking about, I don't see nothing wrong with what Thanos did.
Yeah.
We got overpopulation right now.
Yeah, it's like, you never heard this nigga rap?
But you ain't heard this nigga rap?
Hey, dog.
Oh, snap.
Hey, dog, that's... That nigga said you was born eternal, dog, but your mother tried to make you temporary.
Yeah. But niggas don't know who J. Robert Oppenheimer is, though, man.
I know, but yeah, I unfortunately, I learned that today at drill.
Mm-hmm.
When we were talking, that's why I said, dog, I think, like, you also pointed out, yeah, you should not get all your history facts from this shit, but it definitely should make you go, I know who Thanos is. Is this a real nigga?
Yeah.
Let me.
No.
No. I'm saying I know he's a real nigga, but it should make niggas who don't know say, "Let me type this up quietly." I think.
But when you type this up, and you gonna find out this is the dude. This nigga changed fucking history forever, bro. Nigga, the reason why we are fucking bombing fucking Iran is because of J. Robert Oppenheimer.
I know, dog. Think about that though, nigga.
Them Persians could be sitting there just chilling.
Nigga, think about
if it weren't for Oppenheimer, man.
Think about the timeline he created, though, dog. If there are alternate realities, think about this timeline this nigga created.
That nigga said, "I am Vishnu. I have become death."
Nigga, yeah. That's why. Yeah, you're right. I was like the other one that we might play next time or in 2 weeks or next. Whenever how many times we decide to do this. But this one is definitely a great intro. And like we talked. Okay, who do you vote for? I know.
I mean, dude, Dr. Manhattan. Look,
hey.
I know that Thanos. So we haven't said it explicitly for those people who don't know who J. Robert Oppenheimer is. We know who Thanos is. Thanos came and snapped the universe in the MCU. We get that.
Yes.
J. Robert Oppenheimer was the lead physicist on the Manhattan Project, which developed the atomic bomb.
Yes.
His invention eradicated Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Indeed.
And has led to the nuclear escalation that we had throughout the Cold War and henceforth. You know what I'm saying? So he has completely changed the way the world operates.
And fights.
Forever. And so like one thing you miss about this on the audio version, man, is that they not seeing Nice Peter and his face when he's delivering these bars, man.
Dog, like somebody said in the comments, and I was trying to see it. There's one time when the screen grows towards his face and he's opening his eyes. The nigga don't blink the whole time he's rapping.
he just looked like he half dead the whole damn verse, man.
Like even when like Thanos, as always, the links will be in the show notes. Shout out to Joe. But I mean, like even when Thanos is fucking diddy bopping and dancing and snapping his fingers, that nigga's looking like, I wish I was dead. Let me go ahead and drop this nigga like I just helped drop a fucking bomb on just helpless civilians, nigga.
He just know that he has just murdered millions of people for doing his job.
Yeah. Like
he's just wearing that on his face, man.
Yeah, you had to go out and find cute little gems. I actually invented something that can destroy worlds, nigga.
Right. I have become death.
I have become death. and like I said, like even without the visuals, you hear the cadence, you hear the delivery. Like Thanos has some nice bars, but the that's why you need to go look at this online on your computer, on your phone, however you consume media, and just visually, Thanos looks whack.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking Saturday morning cartoon version.
And then when he's like bopping and dancing, I'm like, man, Thanos would be bopping and dancing, nigga. I get on Fortnite. That's why they were trying to make the connection. He's dancing, But real Thanos, that nigga's not up for none of the shenanigans, nigga, ever.
He's about that action.
He about that action. Yeah. He about that action, boss.
So to bring it back, I think this is a landslide.
Yeah.
Landslide.
Yeah.
Robbie Oppie.
Robbie Oppie, Dr. Manhattan himself, destroyer of
worlds, man.
Innocent Japanese people who ain't got shit to do with nothing that's going on.
He's out here dropping bombs.
Dropping bombs.
Literally and figuratively, bro.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. See, yeah, the links and how to hit us up will be in the show notes. Please send your votes in. Send some your feedback in. Let us know what you think about these great rap battles, about the show. I think we need to do that more often. I think we have to. I'm gonna need to sit down and write a little spiel for the end of the show, or the beginning of the show, where you can find us and hit us up. That'll be my next project.
Yeah, we were doing that for a while. We got away from it.
Then I think what happened was we were going through the transition, and so it was like, let's transition. I believe we're fully transitioned.
We didn't have an award show, nigga. It's official.
It's official. So yeah. Everybody, I know we bought in. I know Lady Lavender, she's bought in. I did ask her to be on, but she was like, I know you and Joe like getting on with the show too. I said, you're right. We do. We enjoy each other's company.
We do indeed. And sometimes chaperones are required.
Yeah, it probably would have been good to have her on. She probably, I don't know though, because
she might have saved us from the
I don't know.
From the Phantom Pain.
You saw her Phantom Pain. Come on, dog. She had bars in the award show. Come on now. Sometimes she can be a little dark too.
She had to get on too.
I mean, me and her ain't about to be married because she is a wonderful, beautiful, loving person. But our sense of humor, yeah, you've been around us both. It kind of goes hand in hand.
No doubt.
All right, man. Like I said, we were talking about my soldiers. This is supposed to be my last drill. Right now, it's just waiting for them orders to drop. So my soldiers, one of my, she's like if I had a daughter who was in the military, that's what she would be. So she wanted to have a little get together at her. Actually, she just got a new house too. She's a new homeowner, I think, as of 2 months ago. So she wanted to host a little get together at her house. And normally when I stay up here in Topeka, I don't go out. I just go to bed. But I told her I will bring my old ass out of my hotel room and do that.
Oh man, Bosco coming out, huh?
Coming out for about an hour. I'm taking my ass back to bed. Oh shit! Yeah. Then again, the last time I said that, I was up with 2 Negroes in my kitchen till like 3:30 in the morning. So I don't know.
Yeah, with Glocks falling on the linoleum.
We gotta get David on here. I know he gonna be like, "Fuck yeah, I want to defend myself." I'm like, well, "What are you gonna say, nigga? You
come on the show, nigga.
You fell off the stool in the kitchen.
You sure did. Yeah, that's real.
Like no one around you. You just leaned forward and fell, and then you went in the bathroom, and I guess you was taking such a powerful shit, you dropped your gun on the floor. I don't know what to say. So come on the show, defend yourself, nigga. All right, we gonna get up out of here, man. So anything else to say, my G?
Points have been made.
Points have been made indeed. So thank you guys for your time. Short show, Skeleton Crew time. You know how we do. Triple B Podcast, Brothers Breaking Bread. Never, ever, ever miss a chance to break bread with your brother. We'll be back next week. Hope you enjoy. And I'll have a spiel about feedback. But as always, the links in the emails, in the Twitters, or in the show notes. We out. That might be bad. And my name is James, and I can't get on because my wife said hell no. Hell no. I'm mad I stopped recording. I fucking missed that diddler line.
Nigga, we should
Fuck.
We should have had that motherfucker tied on to the end, bro.
God damn, my bad. I pushed stop too early. I started doing the shit where I record in the beginning. I gotta keep recording in the end too. Fuck. I said my name Triple D and I like the fuck yo girl. Yo girl. Oh, nigga. That's good. That's good.
Nigga, hey, man, we be out here just wild the fuck out, man.
Acting stupid.
They should never gave you niggas podcast.
Never, dog. I almost teared up and it made me smile, dog, because, like, Ada, she's really, like, upfront. If she don't, like, she'll listen to something to support it, but if she don't fuck with it, and she'll let you know. But when she was at your house and she was like, no, y'all shit is good. And then, like, later on that day, she was like, sorry, I got frustrated, but I think, like, sometimes, with me specifically, sells the show short. She's like, I listen to podcasts all the time, and y'all shit is better than a lot of the shit that I listen to. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, you was really arguing a weird point.
I know.
Like these other niggas is better than us. And then I had to put y'all out too.
Right. Yeah. So that ain't us. We like got this. We current events, and then at the end we try to laugh.
Yeah.
But then we usually end up laughing at the current event.
Inappropriate ass time.
This nigga said Phantom. This nigga ain't got no legs, dog.
Was Phantom Wet? Is that what it was?
Phantom Wet, dog. Like, that nigga ain't got no legs, dog. He ain't got a leg to stand on. I don't know why that just came to me.
Nigga, we should have been recording.
I'm recording right now. I turned it back on when you started doing the hoppity shit. I just missed the diddler shit, so I said, hold on, let me start recording again, nigga. That nigga ain't got a leg to stand on, dog. God damn.
It's all bad.
Yeah, it'll be what it is. Hopefully he'll get back on his feet.
Hop on the good foot.
Put some of that JB on, nigga. Get on your good foot. Oh, shit. Nah, if we ain't in hell, we going.
Oh, man. We knock on some good old wood right here. Some wood grain. Knock on some wood grain.
Knock on it, dog. Ain't no real wood in this room, so I'm gonna knock on wherever this shit is on this desk, nigga.
Get some laminate. Knock on laminate.
This pressed fucking cardboard, whatever they got, nigga. Well, all right, man. Like I said, man, I'm gonna put some pants on and slide out of here for a little bit.
How you do it, man?
All right, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna holler at you.
Break bread with your brothers whenever possible.